Hey, great Friday evening. It is a nice evening in the city of Brownsville. Actually, because of the rain, it feels a little bit less warmer than usual. And just to start off, we did buenas noches, Mireya. We did let known out there that Eder Hernandez was going to be with us tonight, but he got called into one of those emergency people meeting or something. So he won't be with us tonight. But again, if he gets let loose, he might just pop up later on in the evening. So hope everything is well with those meetings. And again, I completely understand getting called off into meetings. It happens, folks, especially in the time that we're living in. It's bound to happen one time or the other. I'm surprised, that when we found out that he was going to come on, that he actually had that little time, and got to take a lot of stuff into consideration. These individuals are out there, all day, almost every day. Now they're actually up there. Buenas noches. They're actually going to be going out there and working on Saturdays as well. So that's not going to be, very, very cool either. So again, we're very appreciative of everything Dr. Hernandez does and his people out there do. And again, whenever he's able to come on, he's going to let us know. False advertisement. Yeah, be nice. Because every woman crazy about a sharp dress man. That must be me because I'm the only good looking guy around here. And again, saludos, Peter. And we do have with us amazing teacher for BISD, teacher extraordinaire, Louis Lia. Louis, how you doing, man?
Doing good. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming in, Louis. There's a lot to talk about, a lot that happened throughout the week, especially with BISD and with teachers. So we'll go into that in a little bit. Frankie, how you doing, Frankie?
Oh, pretty good, Erasmo. How's it going, Louis? Hello, world. We did have a little setback today. Dr. Eder Hernandez did get busy last minute. He did let us know that he is sorry for not making it, but he will be with us whenever he is free. But there is a lot going on at Erasmo. From the state level, a lot going on locally down here about our hospitals. BISD comes into the mix. We just had a good little rally that occurred yesterday. So all in all, we do have a lot going on for this Friday night. So glad Louis could be here, and let's get started, Erasmo.
Awesome. And first of all, I want to address something that came out to my attention. A couple of people. In regards to Sylvia, finding religion, congratulations. I'm, very, very impressed. Found religion. But I will say that, social media tend to be, tends to be social media. One of the things that I did share and try to teach these individuals that they completely didn't understand how social media works. And that's actually a good thing for the city of Brownsville because, see, no roman blind. Can you imagine if they understood how social media works? No, bet it up. Let's start off with the numbers. We did get numbers from Hidalgo County, and I think we have 2 deaths in Hidalgo County. And is it 179, 173 individuals that have tested positive?
That is correct, Erasmo. Again, not as much. They were bringing in 200-300s. So gladly, there is a slight dip in numbers. Again, we have yet to receive the numbers from Cameron County as of right now, Louis. But Hidalgo County just posted a little bit less than an hour ago, 179 positive cases. Erasmo, bringing their total to close to 3,000. Cameron County is at 1,800. For the lower Rio Grande Valley, we are experiencing a high rate in numbers. And the county judge did have a press conference today with one of the doctors, physicians from our local hospitals. So a lot of information was given in regards to this. This is something that we're going to be dealing with for the very near future. Unfortunately, it seems like if this is going to be our new norm.
Shout out to Mike, cousin Mike. Hey, good evening, Lucy. I'm trying to get better at it, Mike. Don't worry. Trying. How do I get your scholarship? Daniel, inbox Frankie, and he'll give you the address and more information regards to you need to do. Inbox Frankie Olivo Frankie. Prayers to all y'all tonight. Prayers to you, Liz. God bless. You must be related to Sylvia. Hey, Agnes, how's it going? Good job. Good job.
Hey, talking about that conference that they had today, Dr. Castillo was speaking on behalf of a lot of doctors in Cameron County, and I was listening to it, and it's not so much that they don't have the beds and stuff like that. They're talking about that they don't have the personnel to run all those beds. They don't have enough people. That you can have 1,000 beds if you want, but if you don't have all those nurses and doctors to man those beds, what service is that going to be? And that's what his concern was. His concern was that we're all just going out there and we're not really taking this thing seriously. And the thing is we're running out of personnel to be able to take care of these people who are critically sick.
Exactly right. Do you think there's systematic racism in the United States? No. There's some. There always will be. Good evening, Meg. How's it going? Religion is found in jails. Back up, Sylvia. Everyone knows that. Getting ready. What about the real numbers? Over 25,000 views in 24 hours for the greatest hits. Number one. Love you, Cassie. Cassie, love you. You're awesome, Erasmo. Enjoy your show. Love you, Maria Luisa. God bless you. Do you support the Black Lives Matter movement? I support all movements out there that are peaceful, quiet, and organized. I do not support anything that's out there looting, fighting, breaking, tearing down, nada. Good afternoon, Juan Antonio. Prayers to Casi. Yes. Maria Irma Villarreal. Congrats to Genaro Martinez Jr. He passed his test. I didn't post it. Saludos a mis el homies de Cameron Park. I love my raza de Cameron Park. Love you guys. Buenas noches, caballeros. Jose Hernández, ¿cómo está? Tubing and racking businesses, not farting. Rodrigo. That's all I'm going to say. Hello, Relenda Hermosa. Louis from Maria. Good evening, Horacio. Thank you all for being here, guys. Heard Fox Hollow's numbers went up. Yes, I actually just posted them. And I'm glad you asked. I should have had it ready. But Fox Hollow, 44 patients and 29 employees. It's not good for anyone. Now, before we go into everything else, let's talk about Fox real quick. The problem with Fox is, and not Fox News. The problem with Fox is these employees, these 29 employees that have tested positive out there. We have to understand the socioeconomic status of Brownsville. A lot of these individuals that work at Fox don't only work at Fox, guys. They don't, they're not out there 40 hours. A lot of these individuals, they're only out there working maybe 30 hours, maybe 20 hours, and then they spend their time at another facility. It's the same thing that happened in Harlingen, Louis, and that's one of the things that I shared early. Individuals do not stay at one job and work, a complete shift or, 40, 60 hours at one job. Because of the socioeconomic status, they can't afford to. They have to work two jobs. And that's exactly what happened at Veranda. Individuals at Veranda working at Windsor Atrium, then Windsor Atrium exploded. And I even think that we got the second, third deaths from Windsor Atrium instead of from Veranda. The same thing happened here in the city of Brownsville. We started off with Spanish Meadows and everything was like, and then we started to hear about Fox. Then we started to hear about Alta Vista and other nursing homes. But all of a sudden, Fox did the right thing and started to be a little bit more proactive because they learned. They learned from the nursing homes in Harlingen. And they say, you know what? We're not going to get caught giving out fake numbers or false numbers, So, you know what? They started every day sharing the numbers with the relatives of the patients that are there. And I think that's very responsible. What I find very disheartening is that the listings on the Cameron County page that they throw out every night, they do not reflect 44 patients and 29 employees. So that becomes an issue because can we really trust the numbers that are being given out by Cameron County? We can't, because I sort of feel that at times a lot of these places are downplaying the numbers that are positives that are out there. That's what happens with Amphils. With Amphils, it's the same situation. Amphils was out there, and I confronted people from Amphils face to face, and I said, guys, do not hide the numbers. Don't hide the numbers. Be truthful to the community. Tell the community what the numbers are. And they guarantee me, no, that's what we promise you. That's not the case. We're maintaining social distancing. We don't have any positives. And then, boom, positive, 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 positive. It's crazy.
I
Louis?
think these numbers are coming out 3 or 4 days late. And for every day that they come out late, it's really hurting the community because these people might be contacting other people. Another thing that they mentioned today with the county judge was saying that when you go take a test, you need to be able to stay home. After you take a test, you need to stay home and you need to wait till you get your results. A lot of these people, what they're doing is they're going to take their test and they're going to HEB and they're going to Walmart. They're going until they get their results back, and that's wrong. That's where all this infection is going on. Going back to the nursing homes, like you were talking about, where those nurses are going from home to home to home. Thing is not only do they could use the money, but another thing is we're short on nurses.
Oh God, yes.
They have to go to that other nursing home because there's not enough nurses to go around. I mean, thank God for the nurses that we do have that are working their butts off. And it just so happens that they're in the front lines and they contract the disease, and it's sad that they're there trying to help people get better and they ended up getting sick themselves. And I mean, it's hard.
Do you think it's Governor Abbott's fault for overriding local county decisions? And I'll answer that. And I'll answer that because I think I sort of got called out on about it. Let me tell you one thing, guys. When you're in a leadership position in a leadership role, you accept the responsibility. You accept the responsibility of the decisions that you make for the individuals that you look over. And a lot of individuals going, no, it's not Abbott's fault. Look, guys, it's not Abbott's fault in regards to directly individuals anden como tontos, but it is his fault for giving out a false sense of security. And listen to what I'm saying, guys, giving out a false sense of security. Because when he goes out there and says, you know what? No, everything's okay. We're going to start opening up. And he starts jumping into phases. Phase 1, 25%. Phase 2, 50%. Oh, we're going to phase 3, 75%. It's his fault. It's his fault. And I'm sorry. I've always supported Governor Abbott. He and I are friends. He calls me every Saturday evening to see how I'm doing. Every Saturday evening, he gives me a call. But I told him this last Saturday. I said, Gregums, no, Gregums, you're going to have to accept responsibility. And look, guys, if we don't hold, and you call it what it is, guys. Again, I am very conservative in my beliefs. I like Greggy. He calls me every Saturday, guys. We're like this, but no. This falls mostly on him because, as the great president said, the buck stops here. It stops there, guys. That's the same thing that we done. Now, if we're not going to hold Greg Abbott accountable, then shut up. Don't be talking about the city commission or the county or the BISD. Because then they can do whatever they want. Como quiera, no es la culpa de ellos. Now, is it people's fault for being so irresponsible and so stupid to be going around stores como vieja fodongas? I've called that out too. I've said it's our fault as individuals. But ultimately, the buck stops in Austin, Texas, folks.
Erasmo, everybody knew that this, the reason why Texas opened up was more to appease President Trump. We were one of the first states to open up back for business, and even against the medical experts' recommendations. And look what we have now. Texas, Florida, and Arizona are one of the states that have seen a large surge in positive cases recently. Florida recently closed down their beaches. We are about to celebrate 4th of July within the next coming week or so. And now it makes him look very bad for him to open up shop, say, hey, there's nothing to worry about. Texas needs to get back to work. And then earlier today, he closes all bars by noon. So again, what message is that giving us? Again, we always look to a leader. We expect them to make those hard decisions. But again, political the reasons shouldn't be political. It should be more for the healthy and well-being of everybody as a whole. Now, my question is, are we going to go back to shelter in place? I don't think so. I don't think that's an option no more, because that would make him look even worse. That would make the Democratic Party possibly dethrone the Republicans in Austin. So this is going to be used, Louis. This is going to be used for against Governor Abbott's reelection. Whoever it is, and I would even suggest Beto O'Rourke. He has that wave lately coming up that they might take Governor Abbott away. So again, this is something that the Democrats should use and say, look, Texans, this is the man that put your health, your risk, your children in jeopardy. Now, who are you going to vote for? So again, I hate it when politics come into play, but this is a prime example of Texas opening up too soon.
Well, the sad thing is that Governor Abbott wasn't the one who opened the state. It was all those advisors that told Abbott to open the state. And he's listening to all these advisors that happen to be his contributors for his campaign, who are all these top head honchos that are making a lot of money, that were losing a lot of money for every day that we were closed. And on these phases that we were opening up, we went from phase 1 to phase 3 to phase. I mean, we just flew through those phases, and we weren't taking it one at a time to figuring out how was this affecting us. They just opened everything up right away because, like you're saying, Frankie, Texas wanted to be one of the first ones to open up just to show, Trump, hey, look, Texas has it under control. But yet right now, Texas, Florida, Arizona, California, their numbers are going sky high.
Yeah,
because we opened up too soon.
Well, and we'll go into. I want to answer this very quickly. The clinic where Eder Hernandez is at, don't answer, and when you do, they just hang up on you. I've gotten that complaint one too many times, and really, guys, I want you, and I'm okay with people, sending me the complaints. There's very little that I can do. I've tried to help some individuals in regards to contacting the facility, but guys, ultimately, they are vendors for the city of Brownsville. They are vendors. And just to make this clear, and we greatly appreciate everything that Dr. Hernandez is doing out there for the community, his staff, and everything else. But they're getting paid for this, and they're getting paid by the city of Brownsville. So if you're having issues in regards to the service that they are providing, and they are not answering the phones, and they don't have enough personnel out there to answer your phones, and if this is actually true that they are hanging up on you, then you call the city of Brownsville. You call the city manager, you call your city commissioner, and you tell them, we're not getting the service from the vendor that is contracted with the city of Brownsville. You call them directly. It's your right, guys. I mean, ultimately, and again, I'm going to get blasted for it. I don't care. You know that I've always spoken the truth. Look, guys, ultimately, it's your tax dollars that are paying for this. And yes, the city is getting money from the federal government, is getting money from CARES and from other stuff. And yeah, great, hoopah. But that money still comes from you. And again, the ones that have organized this function are not any local doctors, any local providers. They are the city of Brownsville. BTX CARES comes from the city of Brownsville. So if for any reason you are not getting great service, in regards to getting feedback or whatever, then please call the city commission, call the city manager, call the city health department, flood them with phone calls and emails, contact them hasta que se acaben. Again, this is your government, guys. And again, I'm not taking away from anything. Peaceful and quiet. I agree with you. Thank you, Martin. Love you. And again, complain, and I've gotten, if I have not received at least 200 of those messages today, I wouldn't be surprised. But again,
and defense for them also is that y'all have to understand is that they're testing so many people every single day. Now, yes, Erasmo's right. They need to hire more people to answer more phones. I agree with that because I know of other people also that were tested. And then when you get the email that says, you're okay or whatever, or you don't have it, they got it on, they took the test on a Tuesday. on your email, you see that they get the results on a Friday, the place does, but you don't get a phone call till the following Tuesday. So you got to sit there, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, wait for the phone call when they got the results on Friday. Thing is there's all these other people in front of you. So they're working. I believe they're working as hard as they can. Do they need more people? Yeah, just like we need more nurses. But I think we need to give them a break, and hopefully they can get to you as soon as they can.
Erasmo, is again. I'm not doubting what what was said. I hope this is just one out of thousands of calls. I would hope that they're not deliberately answering and just maybe it's just I don't know. I don't think that they're deliberately getting the phone and just hanging up because they're so busy.
Let me tell you, I've gotten the complaint at least just today about 200 times, at least at 200 times, and that's one too many. And again, what about Alta Vista? I'm very upset with Alta Vista. I'm very upset with Alta Vista because the numbers on the document that comes out with the county that's still not out yet are still very, very low. But going back into Louis, they are overworked. And again, that's why I pray for them every day. I praise them, and everyone knows here, I praise them every day because they're doing a phenomenal job. But at the end of the day, they are providers. This is not a volunteer. It's not a freebie. It's a money maker. And they are vendors for the city of Brownsville. So guys, again, if you are not getting the customer service that you deserve, if you're not getting your messages, contact the city manager, contact the city health department, contact your city commissioners, and you let them know that someone needs to take some type of action. But I am upset with Alta Vista because I've had individuals that have told me that they have actually contacted Alta Vista and they've said, nope, everything's fine here. No, everything's not fine. I've known about the numbers for weeks. I've known about the numbers for Fox, for Amphils. We've known them for weeks. Same thing with the district. I hate that the district is trying to hide their numbers. I hate that they haven't let us know about the BISD police officer that tested positive. I mean, come on, guys. I hate that there's staff that are testing positive and they're trying to keep it hush, trying to keep it quiet. And when is it going to stop? Where all these stupid board members are out there. Transparency, transparency. We believe in transparency. They're liars. I mean, the only transparency it might be the see-through dresses that they wear. Todos apretadotes parecen salchichas. That's probably the only transparency you see at that damn board.
In regards to the BISD police at Erasmo, we did get one concern that there was an officer or officers that did test positive, and the department heads they were hesitant to release that information. And we posted it on our page, and what I like is for people to interact. There's always both sides to it. I got some friends of mine, Max Mireles in particular. He's a police officer. Shouts out, Max. Thank you for what you do, brother. He was of the position that, hey, HIPAA's involved. The officers will know sooner or later because that individual would either call in sick or the word will spread. But the idea is that all employees should know, not necessarily who tested positive, but that, hey, we have a responsibility to let y'all know. And my thing, Louis, was more for the family, because if you're working with somebody, you don't know if that person is working the front desk, if he was out giving tickets, if he was out at certain schools with certain people around. That was my concern. My concern wasn't so much as throwing out the name and saying, oh, that's the one, let's stay away from them. No, it's more of being transparent, of being proactive and saying, look, this happened. We need to make sure that everybody gets tested. If whatever reason you or your family have symptoms, go and get checked. We just want to make this clear to everybody involved. That was my position. We had somebody, a Daisy, who was saying that that we're wrong, that it's nobody's business, that the department nor BISD should disclose that. Which again, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I'm of the thought of, let the department know, let these individuals know, at least for their family's sake, Louis, just to give them peace of mind.
And that's why these numbers are going up. It's because there is no transparency. I don't care who it was. Just tell me, hey, it's somebody that you had contact with. be careful, go get tested, whatever. Nobody needs to know who it was. Just the fact that it was one of somebody that worked with you, and that you might have taken it home to your family to get tested or something like that. That's all they need to say. Whether you are a BISD police officer, whether you work at HEB or you work at whatever, just let your other employees know, hey, somebody that was working with you was tested positive. I understand about, being private about it and all that stuff, but you need to let us know, because if you don't, that is the reason why these numbers are going up, because they're waiting 3 or 4 or 5 days to find out if in fact they did get tested positive. And once they are tested positive, it's too late, because you've already gone home and you've already infected your whole family.
Well, again, guys, I get kind of tired because everyone's all of a sudden starts to be a lawyer and a medical professional, and everyone's like, well, HIPAA. It's not HIPAA, bro. HIPAA is very specific in regards to what information you can and cannot share. When you're trying, especially in times of pandemics, when you're trying to share, hey, guys, be careful. Louis, someone at your school has tested positive. If you are on campus, make sure you take extra precautions, because we don't want you taking it back home to your family. That's what transparency is all about. Again, all these people that are out there, oh no, they can't share. It's because you don't have anybody that works there. See, no, cállate, shut up. You'll be out there. Oh no, we want to know who it is. So stop being sanctimonious.
What's y'all's take on behavior? Like the county judge in his press release, he was specifically saying from what department. He specifically said from the district clerk, from the county clerk, from this court, from these individuals working in San Benito. Are y'all in favor of disclosing the identity of where these people work? Because an argument was made that, well, if you're doing it for the county employees, why don't you disclose where the rest of the 2,000 people throughout Cameron County work? That way the public should know. What's y'all's take on that? Should we single out county employees, or should we let the whole public know in regards to where they all work?
I think in the sense of the county employees, if they were dealing with the public, the public needs to know. If there were a county employee that worked in an office, only in an office, working with their own, people there or whatever, they can let them know, the people that they work with know. But if they were in any contact with the public in any way, yes, the public needs to know where they're working. Now, as for HEB, HEB is now saying, oh, we had so many employees test or whatever, and they're letting the public know because the public shops there. Now, in that respect, yes. But if it's somebody that is not a public employee, if it's, somebody that, got sick at the beach or whatever, why does everybody else need to know that if that person was not in contact with the general public? So if you're working with the general public, as you might have done as a county employee, yes, they need to know.
Erasmo, thoughts in regards to the county specifically saying where these employees worked at?
It's the right thing to do.
Should they do it for everybody who tested positive, just to be cautious?
In regards to the department, everyone.
I'm saying all the people that tested positive.
Yeah.
Well, that's not being done. It's just they're just, in my opinion, they're just isolating the county employees.
Hey guys, I wanted to thank you guys for showing up yesterday with our little rally there in front of the BISD. Frankie was out there and Erasmo was out there holding signs and supporting us and stuff. We really appreciate that. We were driving around the BISD building like a bunch of Indians, and it was really cool. We really appreciate your all's support with that, and everybody who was honking and with thumbs up and all that kind of stuff. We really appreciate it. We thank you. But I'm going to let you know that the teachers are going to be a lot more vocal now. We're tired of getting run over, and we're going to start standing up for ourselves.
Oh, it was very impressive. Again, one of the things that I've always wanted for the city of Brownsville, I've always wanted for individuals, to stand up, and be vocal, and I mean, look, Louis, you teach history, I'm sure, at school or
reading.
Well, you read history. let me tell you, you read about Martin Luther King, you read about, Harriet Tubman, you read about these great activists, and Rosa Parks. A lot of these individuals took hits. They lost their jobs, they got thrown in jail. They had to sacrifice in order to move, an ideal, beliefs forward. Where are these people nowadays? Everyone seems to be afraid. No one
They're
wants
all
to
called
stand up for
they
anything.
were, they were all called troublemakers also. They were
Well,
called troublemakers, and the thing is that those people are the ones who got things done. It's going to have to take somebody. Like I'm real proud of AOBE and Ida and everybody else that's standing up in front there for AOBE. Uh, but you know what? Whether I was with AOBE or not, uh, I need to stand up for myself as a teacher and my fellow teachers, because we're tired. This stuff about us not being able to get that $2,000 raise, but yet the superintendent was able to get a $12,000 raise, when he's not even here a year. I mean, I've given my whole career to BISD. I'm going to be starting up my 30th year teaching. I've given my whole career to BISD for a $1,600 raise, which comes out to $35 a month, basically.
we
A week? No, a month. You know,
Veronica Sosa. What was the rally for, Louis, yesterday?
the rally was to let the school board know that BISD, or that the teachers were not for a lot of the things that they were doing. They were doing a compensation plan, and the compensation plan, the old compensation plan for teachers, had a step increase up to 35 years. One of the things they were trying to do was cut that to 30 years. So once you hit 30 years, you're frozen. You can't move up anymore. Another thing that was on there is they were trying to take out the days for the band directors and the choir directors. The days that they were thinking about pulling out, some of these band and choir directors are going to be losing $4,000-6,000 a year because those days were being taken away from them. That's another thing we were fighting for, and it stayed. Right now, what they're doing is they're phasing the compensation plan in phases. Right now, they did phase 1, which all teachers will be getting, or all will be getting a $1,685 raise. I think it was what it came out to, starting in July. So in July, you'll see your extra $100 or whatever it is, $50. You'll see it in July, and that was based on the $1,685 that we got yesterday. Now, phase 2, they tabled the compensation plan because there was corrections that needed to be made. So they tabled that, and they're going to go back and look at it. But I can guarantee you that AOBE, myself, and all these other teachers will be there and making sure that they follow what they need to be doing.
Well, let me tell you, I'm Louis, I'm sorry, I'm just so disgusted. But one thing that I want to make very, very clear to a lot of individuals there, obvious prayers. One thing I want to let individuals know, guys, don't be fooled. And AOBE was out there, and again, AOBE was out there posting, thanking Minerva and little Eddie. Don't be fooled by these people, guys. Don't fall for that trap. Them out there voicing and saying it's just a show. Everyone saw it. I mean, why did people see it, and why don't our associations not grasp onto it? It's a show. Do you really care that Minerva? You really think that Minerva and little Eddie cares about the raise the teachers got? They don't. They knew they didn't have the votes. It was just a little show that they did. I mean, it's the same crap that they pulled with the superintendent's year extension. It's the same thing, Louis. It's bull crap. But y'all,
What?
Teachers fall for it all the time. They abstain then. An abstention is not a no. An abstention is a cop-out. It's a cop-out.
What the board needs to understand, and I think they've lost this, is that we're not talking about the 6,000 employees that they have working for them. We're talking about the 40,000 children that attend our schools. If we didn't have those kids there, we wouldn't have a job. But I think the board forgets about those kids, because I can guarantee you right now the morale of a lot of the teachers is very, very low because of all the stuff that's happening right now with BISD. And right now with the COVID stuff and now with all this other stuff that's happening in that boardroom, a lot of the teachers are not on a high right now, and it's kind of disappointing that us having to go through this COVID stuff and this distance learning stuff and all this other things that we're having to go through to basically get the shaft is what's happening.
Well, I don't want anyone out there to misunderstand. And any member from AOBE, from any association out there, Little Eddie and Minerva were not voting in your favor. They were not. They were making a little show up there. Now, there's a lot of things that happen that mean that you have to really pay it very close attention to. It's all baloney. It's not true. The second thing that was very, 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 very clear was when Drew went out there, Louis, and she basically stated, screw you, teachers. We're here for 2 more years. Screw you. We don't care. Me and Prissy are going to be here for 2 more years, like it or not. So screw y'all. So we're going to vote against you. That is what the underlying message was for everyone. So teachers need to understand. BISD need to because I had conversations with people today like, we're very disappointed with Drew. We're very disappointed with Drew. I had at least 30 conversations with people today. We're very disappointed. Hey, what did you expect? Did you think she was going to be that white knight, white emphasis on white knight that rode into the BISD boardroom and was going to fight for your rights? She hates everyone. So they're going to be arrogant enough to say, we got 2 more years, me and Prissy, so screw y'all. They don't care about your raise, Louis. They only care, and Drew's been very adamant about it. She only cares about protecting and defending the damn vendors that put money into her pocket, Prissy's pocket, and continue to this day put money into Sylvia's pocket. To this day. So it's all a show. And
I can tell you something that vote has been noted.
Good.
And it's not going to go anyway. And it's not going to go.
Well, I don't want it to be noted. I want people to remember when.
November.
To remember in November. You've got people need to remember in November. Porque lo que pasa aquí la raza se les va. Don't forget. No. People need to remember. Never forget. Numbers are in for Cameron County. 113 cases for Cameron County. 113 cases for Cameron County. 79 are from Brownsville. Brownsville, we're in trouble. And again, and I'll say it, I don't care. People can keep on posting your crap. The leadership has failed us. And I don't care. You could be a great friend of Abbott's. You could be a great friend of our local as well. But they failed us. And, and again, I want my city commission. I want my mayor. I want my county judge to stand up against Abbott. That's what I want. I want them to stand up against Abbott. I want our city commission to stand up to this rogue superintendent and this stupid corrupt board. And I want to tell them, no, we're going to send in the fire chief. We're going to send in the ordinance people. I mean, they send them to any restaurant donde sale un cucarachito. You got a restaurant where a little cockroach goes, and there goes the city health department wants to close them down for a damn cockroach. So I want them to go to the schools. I want the city to go to the schools and close them down because our kids are getting Rona, Louis. Our teachers are getting Rona.
I think the sad thing is here in Brownsville is that we don't work together. And what are we teaching our kids? If our superintendent, our mayor, and our county judge cannot work together as one, what are we telling our kids? We need to work together, unified for the common good, which is the city of Brownsville. Whether it's the students, that attend our schools, or whether it's our grandparents that we're looking for their health and safety, for whoever, the people that work at Whataburger, the nurses that we need to keep healthy because they need to keep us healthy when we do go to the hospital. We all need to work together. And the problem is everybody wants to put in their 2 cents in, and we have too many chiefs and not enough Indians. That's the problem. And
Ronnie, I agree, man. Well, look, I agree with you that the economy should have been open. I agree 100%. We should have opened the economy. Should we have opened the bars? No. Should we, opened up events? No. Should we have had graduation? Hell no. Hell no. It was stupid. Stupid. Opening the bars was stupid. It was stupid. The way that they open them up, stupid. There's no enforcing it. There's no enforcing it. And look what happens. Should the economy open? Yes, I want the small business to do as much as they can. But you know what, Louis? And I had this conversation with someone again. I'm having conversations all day long with people. And look, yes, but people need to start reinventing themselves. I've said it for months. Reinvent yourself. If you can't have Baila con Juana la Cubana at your bar, then make your bar into a daycare center or something, Change it, transform, be creative. Yeah, you're going to make less money because no vas a vender the Jaeger bombs. Not that I know anything about those, but you're going to do something. Transform your business. At least it will get over this hump. But don't open the doors and say, dijo el governor que we can open the bars, and ahí va toda la gente to the bars. And what happens, Louis? Look at the videos. The videos out there. Thousands of people at the bars. And guess what? Look at the numbers. They're on the page. 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds. Y los mendigos 40 and 50-year-olds que todavía se creen 20-year-olds que quieren ligar con la de 21, de 22 años. Guys, you're not going to ligar con la niña de 21, 22 años. You're too old. 40, 50-year-olds. You're not going to go out with a young girl.
And another thing is we can't just wait on the mayor and the county judge. We all need to take responsibilities also, either as an individual or as a business owner or as, whoever. We need to take responsibility. Like I keep on seeing all these things on Facebook about not wanting to wear a mask, that it's, against my right or something like that. That's ridiculous. I mean, if we're not taking control of ourselves, if we can't even wear a mask because it feels like we're being oppressed by wearing a mask. For wearing a mask, we're feeling oppressed. That, to me, is kind of ridiculous.
Well, let me tell you, and something that Eunice is just saying is very, very true. I just came from HEB right now, and I say hi to everyone that said hi up there. It's funny, but they still recognize because I had my mask. But I will say that everyone at HEB had a mask. Everyone at HEB had a mask. Great job, guys. Continue to use your mask. Continue to use your mask. Continue to use your mask. Great job. Again, very, very proud of our community out there. But yes, what Jonas is saying is true, and I've been saying it for weeks, Jonas. I hope I'm saying your name right. Ahí andan las viejas fodongas con los 5, 7 huercos. Leave the kids at home. Leave them at home. Don't take them out. And we got little kids on there, Louis. We got little kids on there. So no, keep them at home. And yeah, Eunice is right. It's Abbott's fault for taking the discretion away from our local leaders. Again, yes, but it's also our local leaders. They should have stood up to Abbott. No one did. Everyone love friends with Abbott. Daniel. So what do you think of President Trump? I think President Trump is being irresponsible. Is being irresponsible. Look at, and I've got this question again today. And again, I spend all day answering questions. But again, I promise to answer questions. I will answer your questions, guys. I keep my promises. President Trump, now también está doing a little bit backpedal because the individuals that were hired to work out there at the rally that he had at was it
Tulsa? No.
At Tulsa? At Tulsa? Yeah. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. It was an election ploy. It was a mistake. And even though they didn't have but 6,000 people in that arena, 6,000 or 7,000 people, it was a mistake. Now, individuals that were working that event are now coming out positive. And again, guys, why would you set yourself up for something so stupid? Look at you're the president of the United States, the president. And I love you, Puppy Trump. I love you. I love you. Send me another check. I love you. But goodness gracious, guys, don't. I mean, you have TV that will follow you everywhere. You don't need to make a rally in the middle of a pandemic.
Do y'all think that this that the way the president has handled this COVID-19 pandemic crisis, you think this will affect his re-election in November?
No.
y'all don't think Biden has what it takes to dethrone Trump?
Biden doesn't have stand a chance. Biden does not stand it. I'm sorry, Louis, and I know you're not a Trump supporter, but and look, Biden doesn't stand a chance. Biden is on the early onsets of dementia. He's not got it all up there. And Louis, I know, and I didn't block you, Louis, and I didn't stop you from talking. But I'm sorry, guys, and y'all may be very much in favor of Biden, but you may totally hate Trump. But the truth of the matter is, you're freezing. The truth of the matter is that Biden doesn't have what it takes to beat Trump. He cannot stand toe to toe with Trump.
Well, the people that are going to vote for Trump have dementia.
You're freezing. You're freezing. I didn't hear you, guys.
I don't get it.
You're freezing. No, but again, there's no way Biden is going to beat Trump. No way in heck. Biden is losing it. Biden, can't get his numbers straight, can't get his days straight. He just can't. He will not be able to face Trump in a debate, in a forum. Now, take into consideration something other. Biden's been at this for half a century. Yep. Half a century. He's part of the problem. So is Nancy Pelosi. So is that other guy.
You're freezing.
That other guy from the Senate, whatever the guy's name is, and Lindsey Graham. They're all part of the problem. All of them. Erasmo, do you think anything about the school going to be like? Let me tell you, that's what they're trying to debate right now. And I'm going to say this again. There's no way it will be irresponsible for the school to say, come back on campus right now. Right now, look at the numbers, Louis, 79 positives. 79 positives. And now, take into consideration something, guys. This is going back for 4 or 5 days. This is going back 4 or 5 days. It's not something that happened right now. We don't have today's numbers yet. We'll get today's numbers on Monday, maybe Tuesday. So, no, stay at home. Do the smart thing, district. Do not send the kids back home. I don't care what TEA says. I don't care what my buddy Mike Moroth say. Keep the kids at home. Keep them. Keep the teachers at home, too. Louis, keep the teachers at home. Let them distant learn. Let them figure it out. Stay at home. You're freezing, Louis. Louis. I can't hear you. Go out, come back in. The idea was to protect. Go out, come back in. The idea was to protect ourselves as much as possible so that this would not happen. Now we all have to quarantine as best as we can to treat all places we go to. And yes, and Midas is exactly right. Guys, everywhere you go now is everywhere you go. Say, hey, there's Rona here.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Because that's what I do. Every time I go to HEB, I'm looking around, I'm going, there's Rona here. It's everywhere. Do you think that there's going to be a shutdown? No, not anymore, Ramona.
Too late for that.
We have to do our own shutdown. When you go into Walmart, look around, be careful, don't get close to anything, and consider. Now it falls. Now, and that's why I put up that post, guys. And again, people are going like, yeah, you can't blame the governor. Yes, I can blame the governor. It's my right to blame the governor. You can't blame the mayor, the city commission. You can't blame the judge. Yes, I can blame anyone I want. I can. It's my right to blame anyone I want. But at the end of the day, and I put that at the end of that little post, it's up to us now to protect ourselves. Because, I'm done listening to these morons. I'm done having to retrack and go back and forth. Meet Greggy. Yeah, he calls me every Saturday. He loves me. He said that there's enough beds, hospitals for Texas. Who cares? Why do you want beds filled up? Marco's right. He needs to prevent those beds for Marco, I love you, bro. We've been saying that for weeks, man. For weeks. Be proactive. Don't be reactive. I hate that these people are wanting to be now reactive. Guys, we don't need leadership that's reactive. We need leadership that's proactive. And I can't find where I left off. Marco, where's your comment?
It's a lot of comments going on. Erasmo, I would think this would be political suicide. At first, I was supportive of the governor. I didn't understand why he was so adamant. Again, political reasons. But this is only getting from bad to worse. And if there was to be another shutdown, it would be political suicide for Austin, for the Republicans. So I don't see that happening. Unfortunately, I'm all for having businesses open responsibly, of course. But at the rate we're going, there's no telling. Everybody at the jails, at the courthouse, we have HEBs, Walmarts, Amphels, at the Port Isabel detention centers. Everywhere, you name it, there's people with the coronavirus. So this is our new reality, and I hate to be repetitive, but this is our new norm. Everybody, we're gonna have to find people who don't have it rather than those who do.
It is stupid. It's really very, very stupid, guys. Stupid. No, restaurants just follow the 25%. No, they didn't, and that's just the truth. Well, let me tell you, I've been going to some restaurants because I hardly ever eat at home, and I hardly eat anyway. But the restaurants that I've gone to recently have been empty. Yeah. I showed that I'd gone to Russo's Pizza because Papa wanted to go eat at La Jaiba. So we went to La Jaiba, and guess what? La Jaiba was closed. La Jaiba was closed because of COVID-19. Well, because they said they were cleaning. I'm going to guess it's COVID-19. I can't affirm. So we went to Russo's Pizza. There was no one at Russo's Pizza. And this is at 6 o'clock, around that time. There was no one at Russo's Pizza. So right now, it's very, very empty. And again, that's not a bad thing. No grites tu hermosa voice, Daddy. Love you, Papa. Thank you, Alexis. Erasmo, it sounds like you're inhaling fregos of helium. I've been inhaling something. Armando anda buscando novio. Exactly, that's what the local governor should go to every place, including offices, and check and regulate everything. They should. That's it. And they should go to BIC High. Yes. Do you know a lot about those? About what? I can't remember. Vamos al bar y luego Whataburger. I'll go to Whataburger with you. I'm not going to go to no bar. They're closed. I can't go anywhere. Bala. El río
I love that song.
Do they have you back, Louis?
What did I miss?
¿Cómo que let's go hump? No, Ambrosio. People need to start staying home. Yeah, man. Stay home. You got drunk for those Jaeger. Shh, it's a secret, Adan. Los chavorrucos, ridiculous. Oh, you're going back into my point. Isn't it crazy? Pero no es cierto que andan ahí los de 50. ¿Cómo estás? Hey, te ves muy... Yeah, get over it, guys. You're 50.
Hey, Erasmo.
Yeah.
Did they really like your boots yesterday?
Yeah. No, everyone hey, they were awesome. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to wear them proud. Nobody, RGB, absolutely nobody. Erasmo, it's stupid. It's true, Kevin. Love you. Chavo Rucos. Yeah. Is that what they're called? Chavo Rucos? I guess that's the word for them. Los Chavo Rucos. I didn't know. You sound like my pastor. Is he handsome and totally not fat? Then it might be me. Patrick Hams kissed the board's butt, then called out AB. Unions should collaborate, not attack each other. Patrick is about Patrick. Patrick is not about the teachers. It's not about the staff. Patrick is about fixing up his boat that he bought with dues money. That's what Patrick's about taking little Eddie to go get some coffee and some lunch and Prissy and who else is he going out with? Oh, Minerva. Minerva, you're so awesome. You're so good. And kissing that big old penguin butt. I hate it. Una tequila, two tequilas, COVID-19. Miguel, you're on my side, Miguel. My parents passed by the Gallows restaurant on Robindale and said it was fully packed. No social distancing was being practiced. And someone just told me about Chewy's? No, Chili's. Chewy's. Chili's and some other bar. Not good. Do you go out to bars? No, I don't. I stopped drinking since December or something. I can't remember. Can't remember the last time I had a drink, but it was a long time ago. I do not drink anymore, Alfredo, and they're closed too. So that's
Hey, Erasmo, I wanted to ask you because that lady came up that she worked at HEB or something like that, can the manager at HEB or at Walmart or something like that have some kind of rule or something like that that only allows one person in at a time instead of the whole family?
Yeah, actually, if you go back, yeah, because again, no shoes, no shirt, no service, no money. That gives the business a certain authority to say, "Hey, guys, no one under 14 is allowed in this establishment." You know,
Because I
they have.
really think that that's what we need to go back and do instead of waiting for the governor to do something. I think the managers at these big stores and stuff like that need to take the bull by the horn, like you say, and just do that and say, hey,
You know,
only
my
one
friend,
person in, one person in per family.
yes, it's very important. You don't wear a mask, don't be crying for a hospital bed later.
Sam's was getting some slack because they were only allowing people with shopping carts to go in, and that limited the amount of people in and shopping at once. So maybe that's a good idea that all the local supermarkets could implement to try and have 25-30% capacity at one time. Something to think about.
Because I know there's a line at Sam's to get in. They're not letting everybody in at the same time.
Smart thing to do. 85% of our business at Italia Express is pickup and curbside safe and necessary. And let me tell you, this is some of the best Italian food. And I'm actually going to be there tomorrow to go have me some lasagna from Italian Express at the food court. But I'm going to actually get down because I also want some popcorn from Levi and Kai. I love their popcorn, especially their watermelon popcorn. It was delicious, delicious. And a candy apple from the Candy Apple Factory. I love that stuff. Please support local business, guys. I love my Italian Express. Amazing place. Just got back from Walmart and a lady was with a newborn, no mask. It's gacho. No hacen caso la gente. I don't understand why the city is clearing people without having them test again. Some people even still have symptoms and they're being told that they're being cleared regardless. And why things are getting worse, the city of Brownsville just wants to show that they have more recovered people. Can someone please explain? Gabby, actually, you bring up a very interesting point. I get these complaints throughout the day. And I actually got a couple of phone calls starting yesterday, and I'll explain. Part of the concern was from a friend of mine that basically said that her husband had tested positive. And then and then he tested negative. And then all of a sudden, they had him down as positive. So it's like they're not getting their numbers clear. And again, and she was very upset in regards to the testing that was going on and the numbers that were being shared to her by the city of Brownsville. They need to start getting their act together. I mean, I don't know if it's the dog catcher, the one that now is the health director at the city of Brownsville's fault, but maybe he should go back to catching dogs. And, we need to maybe get a professional out there to really take the helm. Because let me tell you, I tried calling the health director and I got nowhere. And let me tell you, these people should know that I'm going to put them on blast if, they're not picking up the phone call. And it's not just because it's me, but because, hey, I'm a part of this community. And if I have a question for the director of the health department, well, by God, I want the director of the health department to answer, or if someone from his staff to at least respond to any questions that we may have. But nothing. So, yeah, and it is an issue that we're going to bring up with our city commission, our mayor, and, with our local government. Why are the numbers are wacko? We don't need wacko numbers right now. We need precise, fast transparency and quick numbers. Mandatory masks, everyone in the streets. I don't like, and I'm going to say this and I'm probably going to get in trouble for it. I don't like to be wearing my mask where I'm out there walking. If I'm out there walking and doing exercise, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't think I have to wear a mask if I'm out there by myself exercising. Again, guys, the masks are to be used when you're going to run the risk of running into individuals or into people. Because someone told me, well, Erasmo, we saw you walking to your car. You didn't have a mask. The mask is when I'm going to have contact with people. I don't have contact with people as much as a lot of people think. A lot of people think that I'm very social. I am not. I'm just handsome and totally not fat. That's it. Those parents that want to send their kids to school should really think twice because their relatives are getting sick. Well, you know what? And this is part of the problem, Louis. And God bless my people out there, Louis. I love them to death. But a lot of individuals are out there saying, well, we don't have a donde dejar los huercos. We have to go to work. We have to send the kids to school. And, I understand that you have to go to work, Louis. And I understand that you have to bring income to the house and you don't have anyone to take care of the kids. But what Lucy's saying is very, very true. Are you going to place your kids' well-being, the well-being of your viejitos, in peril, in danger? Because we already know that the school board and the superintendent, they don't care about your family. They don't care about your children. They don't care about the teachers that work for them. Mucho menos are they going to care about anybody else out there. They don't care. They don't
I think
care.
there's going to be three different ways that people can go back to school. The first one is go back to school, and you're going to go every day. The second one is going to be the hybrid, where you go 2 days and not 3 days or something like that. And
That's
then the
students.
third one is going to be totally distance learning.
But that's students.
Now, that's the students. Now, I don't understand how they're going to uh, have the teachers do all that. One of my questions was, so let's say if I have 150 kids and 75 kids are doing distance learning, but the other 75 are doing hybrid. So how much more work is that going to be on a teacher?
Oh no, Louis. If you thought you had it bad these past 3 months, Louis, just wait, Louis. Now take into consider something else, Louis. You can't do work from home You're going to have to be at the school.
Yeah.
You're going to have to do your distant learning on campus. That is stupid, Louis. That is stupid. That is just stupidity.
That's the last thing that we read. But again, we're going to be voicing our concern about that also.
Louis, it's stupidity, Louis. It's stupidity. It's stupid. You're going to bring more people together into an enclosed area. Keep them at home, Louis. If a teacher is going to do 100% distant learning, keep them in their house.
Look what happened at Vermilion. Look what happened at Vermilion Elementary School. And that's because there wasn't that many people there on campus.
Champion. What about Champion?
And Champion and all these other schools. You know, there wasn't that many people there on campus, and they still got sick. You know, can you imagine the whole faculty there on campus?
It's madness. Erasmo, please answer my question. Why do people is getting paid more on unemployment than people that are working? It's very easy. The reason is that it is a federal program. It's federal money that came down to the states. With that said, they based their amounts on what was happening in New York. That is why individuals started to get an extra $600 of unemployment, because they based the median in regards to what the federal government was going to give the individual, but by the amount that would make somewhat of a normal salary in New York, which turned out to be very, very good for a lot of people, Edgar. A lot of people, they were making more of unemployment than if they had two jobs. So a lot of people don't want to go back to work. And, take into consider, Edgar, también, that a lot of that money that they were getting was coming from the federal government. So in a sense, bro, it still goes back into the community, because if the people that are unemployment, I'll tell you one thing, is that they're going to be spending that money like crazy, I mean, just ask my compadre Michael. He bought himself a paletón. Mando saludos al comisionado de la ciudad, Martín Sarkis. ¿Están locos o qué? Locos por ti, Marcos. Esa parte. Yes, so that's the answer. I mean, they based the median, the amount they were going to send, on the monies that were coming in, the monies that people were going to receive in New York, and blanketed that out throughout the country. That's why they're getting more money than anybody else. Están locos. Es Erasmo, tráela, ganchala, Armando. Only first names. Masks don't help much, if any, and it's oppression. It is up to you to protect yourself. It's not up to the government to mandate us to protect you. Well, I understand completely, but part of the issue, Michael, you as a business owner, you have a right to say, you know what, guys, I want to protect my employees. Because look, guys, and for all the businesses out there, do you really want someone walking in, coughing, sneezing, and throwing out little droplets of water, when you go into their establishment? So all establishments, something that Louis mentioned, all establishments to say is, you know what? Strictly enforce, no mask, no huercos. No huercos, don't come in. If you have huercos, you can't come in. Se llevan toda la familia shopping. Las viejas fodongas con el ombligo, la pelusa en el ombligo. Read the packs on the mask, and they say they are not from. No, and you know what, Ambrosio? It's very true. I mean, look at and look. I'll be honest. I have some masks. I have some masks, and I look at them and I'm going like, I mean, nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. You're doing it, and I think we're at the point now that we're doing it more than anything is to make other people feel at ease.
Yeah, it's more mental because honestly, we need the professional ones. I've seen some crazy setups, but the one that I carry is cloth. Some have the what is it called? The thing that they could take in and out. It's all mental now. Some people have like tela that if you cough, if you sneeze, it's definitely going through. So it's more mental more than anything, unfortunately, and it's not going to help.
It wasn't a mistake. If you're referring to opening up the bars, opening up for events, that was a big mistake. Opening up the economy was not a big mistake. It was the right thing to do. Opening up the economy responsibly would have been what was needed to do. President Trump is the one who created this mess. Actually, no, we can't blame everything on President Trump. The ones who got us in this mess were actually the Chinese. But again, the buck stops for us. It doesn't stop in Shanghai. What's the capital of China? Beijing. Doesn't stop. Someone help me out here. Which is the capital of China, Louis? Beijing. Beijing. It doesn't stop at Beijing for us. We're American citizens. So ultimately, for us, it falls on President Trump. So the buck does stop there. But he didn't create this mess. But I am going to hold our leadership responsible. And again, I'm also going to call out Las Viejas Fodongas and everybody else that's being irresponsible here locally. Sácalo! Jessica Garcia, campeón. No, he didn't. I understand. Está bueno. Pórtate bien, Ambrosio. Isidro, Priscila, a Papi Trump. I love Papi Trump. I only love Papi Trump when he gives us the money too. Yes, Anita! Papi Trump, send me another check! Adán, pórtate bien, Adán. Saca el cheque, Papi Trump! Republican senator said a second check is on the works for July, August. Yeah, I think I actually gave an estimate because people ask me every day. Again, I get questions. I get a lot of questions, Louis.
Because President Trump's your friend. That's why.
Yes, and Greggy calls me every.
He calls you every Saturday.
And so I calculate the second check is going to come late August or September.
I say October, right before election time. That would be the perfect PR move for everybody. But
sounds like some of these school board members.
Huh?
Sounds like some of these school board members.
Hey,
I really carry her newborn without a blanket, carry a mask or anything covering the baby. Yeah, andan como loca la gente because some of us had to leave during the virus in March because we weren't considered essential. The jobs were let go.
Can you? We have Louis on. Can you discuss the 2 weeks and how the teachers are going to get docked for it, or the BISD staff?
I brought that up today, and it was apparently we always get that. They always get that week off in July.
Yes,
for the July 4th week.
Right.
They always get that week off. Well, the superintendent wanted to continue that with a second week off, but he was forcing those people to use their days that second week. But a lot of the people didn't want to take that second week off. The ones that we're talking about that are working in the main office and all that. So from what I understood was that it was volunteer. So now that those people that do not want to go or do not want to have that second week off are going to be able to go back to work that second week and work. That was what I was told. Whether that's true or not, I don't know.
No, I don't believe it. What they're going to do is they're going to force individuals to use up their time. That's what's going to happen, guys, because they don't care. He wants 2 weeks off. He just got himself a big, humongous raise. Doesn't matter to him. He's not going to be here, Louis. Not going to be here. Superintendent Gutierrez has felt miserably when he decided not to form a partnership with Mayor Mendez and County. That's 100% true. 100% true. He spit in the face of the mayor. He spit in the face of Judge Trevino. No. None of our leaders give a damn about us. They don't. No, they don't. Armando le gusta el arroz. I still don't get that one. He's out. Yeah, unfortunately, pobrecito. The survival rate of COVID now with current research puts you to survive the virus 99%. It doesn't put my grandfather to survive 99%. It doesn't put my dad to survive 99%. It doesn't. It doesn't give the viejitos at the nursing home a 99% chance of surviving, Joel. So
Whether you survive or not, there's also those repercussions that what happens to you afterwards. Look at Erica from last night. You know, I was just listening to her talk, and you could tell that it was hard for her to talk, you know, much less do anything else. And she was 26, 27 years old. You know, that yeah, you might survive it, but what's going to happen to you afterwards? You know, what are the side effects after you recover
it's
from it?
horrible. Biden doesn't stand a chance in hell. Sorry, I mean, not a chance.
Louis, very quickly, is there any truth that the teachers they were going to have to use next year's vacation or personal days in regards to this 2 week or week off?
Okay, these are not teachers. These are people that work in the main office.
In office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do they have to use their next year's days off?
Now, again, from what I was told, is that 1 week that they get off for the 4th of July, they're always off every year. So that's nothing new.
No.
What the superintendent wanted to do was add another week to it. And he was telling them that they needed to use their days, their vacation days, if they didn't have any left from this past year, to use the ones for next year. But I was told today that those people that want to go back to work that second week and not use your days, that they would be allowed to go back to work.
It's not going to happen.
That's what I was told.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Look, and it's just very clear. It's not going to happen. But something that, you know, someone did bring up today on the thread, they were very adamant about going like, hey, well, you know, that doesn't affect us teachers. And I said, and I told the person, I said, wait a minute, don't do that. Teachers need not be do that. If they do it to someone, one of your co-workers, you know, one of your colleagues, even if they're not a teacher, even if they're the janitors, the custodians, even if they're out there at the main office, y'all are all in this together.
Exactly.
Together. So
Exactly.
if they do it to one, they do it to all, because that's how they get away with all this crap, guys.
But
Because
then how much better are we if we're going to be doing that? Because that sounds like what the superintendent is doing to the mayor and to the county judge. Oh, I'm not part of you. I don't care. No, if you're a BISD employee, whether you're a bus driver, whether you're a secretary, whether you're a teacher, whether you're an administrator, a principal, a counselor, we all need to be in this together, because that's the only way we're going to change things. And if we're not planning on doing it together, if we don't back each other up, if we don't support each other, there's no way we're going to get anything done.
And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, and everyone, please listen. That is the way that they've maintained this district with fear, because they divide and they conquer. They put classified against professional, against certified. They place them against each other. They place main office versus people out there on the front lines. That, my friends, that is how they have been very successful in keeping the foot at the employee's throat. That is how they divide, they conquer. And let me tell you, I've been studying Sylvia Atkinson for years. I've been studying that piece of crap for years, and not just recently. I've been studying her for years. That's exactly what she's done in every single district she's been on. She divides, she conquers, she wins. She puts one person against the other. That is why le mete cosas a la cabeza de la estúpida de la Minerva, and Minerva believes all that crap. Oh, Erasmo hates you, Minerva. Erasmo talks bad about you. That's all she does. But again, Minerva's an imbecile for falling to Sylvia's ways and Sylvia's tactics. But that is how they win, by dividing. So there's no associations, guys. There's no associations, because if you're part of the association, that is to stand up for everyone that is a member of that association. Let me tell you, a lot of different staff are members of the association. I heard today from some of my people in custodial services. They said, Erasmo, there's 5 of us right now that are going to switch from TVA to AOBE. And I said, go for it. Go talk to them and, get represented by someone that's actually going to fight for you. We're all in this together. If they do it to the staff there at main office, they do it to the teachers, they do it to the food service, they do it to everyone. The only way we're going to win is if we unite.
But another thing with the unions also is the unions need to unite also. We need to get with BEST, we need to get with TVEA, we need to get AOBE, we need to get all the unions together to fight for the same cause. because if we don't, again, we're going to be defeating the purpose.
Yeah,
So
Blue,
we all need to be together.
but it's not. Look, and I would talk to Patrick. I've had conversations with him. I had conversations with Alegria. I was actually endorsed by TVA last time around. But let me tell you guys, I'm very, very disgusted. I cannot stand individuals going out there and kissing the butts of the same people that are trying to oppress our teachers, oppress our staff. I have no love for these individuals. So what the unions need to do, and let me tell you, and I'll tell you right now, Louis, and I don't know if anyone knows, I did talk. A lot of people from Best contact me the first time that Patrick was out there kissing the butt of Minerva, and they contacted me and said, Osmo, I said, hold him accountable, and let him know that you don't agree, and they did, and he was very, very close, I hear, to losing his spot as the president or the leader of that group. Again, that is what they need to do. They need to unite and say, you know what, Patrick, you're not out there to be whining and dining Minerva, a little Eddie, a la rata de la prisi. That's not your job. His job's not to be out there whining and dining these individuals. His job is to fight for the wants, the needs of the individuals that are part of that union. And if he's not going to do that, people from Best, then y'all need to change. Get somebody else on there that's actually going to lead the union in favor of the individuals that pay their dues, not the ones that are out there kissing the butts of the superintendent and the stupid board. Again, I'm very pro applaud them when they do well, but call them out when they do bad. All right, they did nothing good for our staff that night. Nothing. $1,680 is a slap in the face. And 3% for our classified staff does not put us anywhere close to where we need to be. It doesn't. Quiet, Erasmo, go Biden. Biden, go back into your basement. No, man, I want a good race. I want a good presidential race. I want some good competition out there. Biden's not going to do it. Now, you want me to tell you the truth or you want me to lie? Biden doesn't stand a chance. He's going to get be slapped by Trump, be slapped like crazy. As long as a long life Democrat, please don't vote for Biden. He has mental issues. Let me tell you, Michael, he goes off on tandems, and I go like, what is this guy saying? And
but Trump has a vocabulary, right?
Oh no. But look again,
they're both bad.
Yeah, they're both bad. But at least with Trump, you get Trump. You look what, and this is as bad as it may sound. At least you know what devil you're getting. With these guys, you don't know. And look at this is why, Louis, I'm very against teleprompters. And look, and you're not going to let me lie. I don't prepare to come out here every night. I don't make a script. I'm not reading off of anything. It's just go out there and express what you're going to do, and let inform individuals off the fly. I don't believe in teleprompters. I make my speeches sometimes when I'm going to give a speech. I make my speech. But when I'm going to talk at a town hall, you've seen me at town halls, Louis. I don't prepare. I don't make notes. And if I don't know the answer that you're to the question that you're going to ask me, Louis, at a town hall, which I hope you have a couple this year, whichever way you want, Zoom or any other way. But let me tell you, I mean, I don't need a script. If I don't know the answers, Louis, I'm going to say, Louis, let me research. Let me get back to you with that, But I'm not going to shy away from a question. I'm not going to shy away from a speech or speaking in public, ever.
Well, you know what? Let me say something about politicians, now that we're, on that. What politicians need to know, or whoever's going to run for school board or city or anything like that, and this is something that I brought up at one of your events at Erasmo when you were running for, I don't know if it was city commissioner or mayor or something like that, and there was other people there and other politicians there that were running, and they were talking to the crowd. I think it was at Angela's house or something like that. And one of the things that I mentioned was, I said, the thing is, guys, is you're here and you're talking to us as if we're your best friend, we're your best buddy. But once you get into office, you have no idea who we are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's a bunch of BS. Because I can tell you right now, as sad as it seems, everybody on that BISD school board, I voted for. I voted for everybody on that school board. And yet they're doing what they're doing to us as somebody that voted for them, And that's what they're doing to us as teachers. Because when they were running, they were, hey, how you doing, buddy? How you doing this? How you doing that? And then once they get into office, they completely forget about you. But I can tell you right now, whether it's a school board member, whether it's a city commissioner, whether it's a county judge, for one, I'm going to hold you accountable. And people are going to start, having to do what they say instead of, just, hey, give me your vote.
Yeah. Louis, as teachers and being from AOBE, what would you recommend in regards to the candidates that you'll be vetting? What are you looking for in these individuals?
Honesty, openness, transparency. Basically, simple things that everybody that's running should have. And apparently they don't have. We want honesty. We want transparency. We want somebody. Now, if you're going to tell me I can't give you a $3,000 raise or a $2,000 raise, my golly, tell me why. When you have a fund balance that you can use to give us a raise and you don't give it to us because you don't want to, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Especially when the money is there for you to give us a raise.
You know how much is in fund balance, right?
Yeah, over $200 million.
Over $200 million.
And they can't give us a $2,000 raise, with that fund balance. That bothers me. So again, for the people that are running, what we're looking for is transparency, honesty, somebody that's going to not just work for the teachers, but work for our students, our 40,000 people that we have that we are responsible for. Because that's ultimately what our job is to do. We're there to educate these 40,000 kids the best way we can, but with the support of a school board.
Louis, Erasmo spoke about this earlier, but how do you feel as a teacher for somebody like Drew and Prisi to say, I'm not in favor of a raise, we have 2 years? What do you think of her talking hypothetically?
Like I said, it's been noted. It's been noted, and when they're up next time, let's see if they're still sitting there.
It is crazy. And again, I mean, and I'll go back to what I said before. Drew's comment was very, very clear. Screw you. We're here for 2 more years.
Yep.
I mean, Prissy and I are here for 2 more years. So screw the teachers, screw the custodians, and and to the bus drivers. Because let me tell you, we got some pretty stupid bus drivers out there. Pretty stupid. Because I'll say it, they fall for all the lies that people tell them. Ya dejen de ser tontos. And I tell them every single time, Louis. And again, I'm not hiding behind a computer. Every single time I go out there, I meet with them. I tell them exactly the same thing. Ustedes siempre hacen lo mismo. Alguien les promete el cielo, tierra y mar, porque ahí andaban con la Prisi, con la Drew, y con la Silvia y con la Minerva. La traían aquí, Louis. Aquí las traían, a las 4 perras. Aquí las traían. Y les dije yo, déjense de creerle a estas mujeres, pero siempre hacen lo mismo. ¿Y ahora qué? I mean, Prissy and Drew spit on their face. La estúpida de la Silvia y la Minerva se robaron su dinero. So stop supporting crap. Stop supporting crap.
Talking about supporting, I want to send out a shout out to all our band boosters out there. Apparently, I don't know how this is going to go this year. We're even going to have a football season. But to the veterans band boosters and everybody else out there, Pace band boosters, Porter band boosters, all you guys are the cream of the crop. You guys are the ones that support our kids 1,000%, and we really appreciate you all.
They're having a band booster?
I'm telling you, you're not listening. I said I'm to all our band boosters out there that are probably not going to be able to do anything this year because I don't know if we're going to have a football season. But thank you to those band boosters who are there all the time supporting our kids at all our schools, because I know that's a lot of hard work.
I love my band boosters.
And that's volunteer work, and they make a lot of money for our kids.
I love my band boosters. I love them all. The hybrid model might work at an elementary level, but let's get real. It won't be feasible for a high school teacher with 150 students if you laugh or throw up.
Okay, can I answer that?
Yeah, go.
There's another thing that we're talking about that we wanted to do. We wanted to meet with either the superintendent or the school board or whoever's making up these decisions, but I wanted to meet with them by grade level. So go pre-K through second, go talk to them and see what what plan we want to do for opening up the school. Go third through fifth, go middle school, then go high school, because each one of these grade levels is very, very different. What you're going to do in high school, you can't do with a pre-K kid. What you're going to do in middle school, you're not going to do with a junior or senior in high school. So what I wanted to do was meet with whoever's making up these decisions or making up these, committees or whatever, and meet with them that way. And that way, those kinder and pre-K teachers can talk to the superintendent or the school board with their concerns. Or a middle school teacher can mention what their concerns are, or a high school teacher. So I think that would be real important for us to be able to communicate our concerns with them and then let them decide what they want to do.
What about the sped students, Louis? They have combined grade levels. What can be done about that?
I'm telling you, that is going to be the toughest thing to do, because our sped students need a lot of attention.
Yeah.
We need a lot more teachers. Just like there's not enough nurses, there's not enough special ed teachers to go around, because there's depending on the severity of the special ed, the special needs of the students, that's how many teachers we need out there. And it's going to be almost impossible to have even 6 to 8 kids in a classroom, a special needs classroom, with one teacher and 2 aides. It's going to be impossible. So that's another group of teachers that I think need to band together and go meet with a superintendent when they have those meetings or whatever, and talk about what their needs are. Because I can't tell you, I'm not a special ed teacher, but those special ed teachers have a lot of experience and they know what they're talking about. I don't. So, I think those teachers need to go talk also and voice their concerns about how we're going to start up school and how these kids are not going to leave their masks on and all this other kind of stuff.
Well, let me tell you, it's going to be very, very difficult. And again, I mean, I don't envy. I think one of the things that we need to realize is that for our kids, not going back on campus is going to be the best choice. Now, our special ed kids are something totally, completely different. We have to come up with a plan that actually services our most vulnerable out there, our most at-risk students, in some way that it's going to actually be of service to them. With that said, again, I don't think that any of our other kids should be going onto campus, or any of our teachers at all. Now, what are we going to do with special ed? I mean, are they going to require some special attention? Yes. I mean, that's why they're special ed. This is what it is. No han dicho nada del child support. Ya gané, ya me atrasé. Pues págalo, Alfonso, porque te van a venir a levantar. What about economy if you close everything? No, I don't. Again, let me make this clear. I don't want to close everything. I don't want to close everything. I want to close those things that they shouldn't be open. And again, not necessarily close them. I said it at the start. I'll say it again. Reinvent yourselves, guys. Right now, there's just no way we can have bars open. So I agree with shutting them down right now. We can't. Look at the numbers, guys. Look at the numbers. The numbers.
Let's just go back. Let's just go back and being responsible like we were before, Erasmo. Like I'm telling you, have HEB and Walmart say, hey, one person go in the store and you need to be wearing a mask. You don't have to close stuff down. They don't have to do that. But if we're not responsible because we're not listening to what's going on, or we're not taking responsibility, then what's going to happen is then we're going to get closed down because people are not listening and people are not doing what they need to be doing. So the government or the city commission or the county judge, whoever it is, they're not going to have a choice but to say, you know what, you guys are not listening. This is what we're doing. We're shutting everything down.
Saludos, Jesse Pardo. That's not a bad one, right? Saludos, Jesse. God bless you, man. Yes, we need a break. Yes, need a break. Why? I'm not sure. The pandemic is not fake. It isn't fake. We have a lot of friends fighting COVID right now. Yeah, I respect everyone's opinion, and I'll put up the comments of individuals. This is fake. It's a fake pandemic. God bless you guys. It's not a fake at all. That is dumb. It is dumb. What will happen during school? A teacher gets sick. See, that's my other concern, Louis. I mean, what's going to happen? I mentioned this morning. What's going to happen if a teacher gets sick and, all of a sudden, we're going to, quarantine for 14 days every single student that the teacher came into contact with?
You're going to have to. You're going to have to, and not only that, but the teacher's going to have to use their 10 days first, and then they're going to have to apply for FMLA, and hopefully they get it to be able to do that. But they're going to be using their 10 days that they get every year first. They're going to use those days first. Now, what happens if you get sick again? You know,
You're screwed.
and yeah, basically that's what's going to happen.
And again, guys, it's all a numbers thing. That's why, look, no teacher wants to feel, Louis, the responsibility that because of them, you know, students got infected. Now think of this, Louis. You got, and because the superintendent is looking at models to bring 22 students per classroom.
That's not going to happen.
Well, he's looking at it. He's mentioned it a couple of times in a couple of meetings. Let me tell you, what's going to happen, Louis, if one student brings in the Rona, asymptomatic, brings in the Rona to the classroom, gives it to the teacher, gives it to the students, and then the teacher sees other students. We're looking at a big mess, Louis.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
impossible. So the best thing to do is to get all these individuals that are getting paid $175,000, $200,000, $120,000, all put them all together and say, hey, guys, let's come up with a plan to make sure that teachers can stay home, students can stay home, and let's not think about going back to the classrooms at least till January. At least till January. I stand by my January comment. Sorry that people don't listen until you lose the loved one. I've shared that my uncle has been very ill in Dallas. Well, he passed away yesterday. My prayers. The virus affected all his organs, 47 days in the ICU in the ventilator. Rest in peace, Uncle Matias Vasquez. Take care, people. Really, take care, folks. Ay, Pati. It is the truth. We're closing BIZ for 2 weeks, and we are getting paid with our own vacation. It is. If you're working at the main office, then yes. Yes. So what's the next distraction? What else do you all think can happen? Well, the sand coming from the Sahara? That's supposed to start hitting tomorrow, I think, and I saw some pictures and some video of it going through Puerto Rico, I think.
Yeah.
Is it Puerto Rico? And let me tell you, it looks like
That day by day,
Yeah.
day by day, it was bad.
it was bad. It looked like China with all their smog and all that other stuff that goes through it. Not a good thing. Stalker, that's what they want. Separate everyone, divide each other. That's how they work. That's exactly right. Hello, friend. Hello, Pati. I agree with Louis. A paraprofessional lunch lady interventionist is just as important as a teacher, principal,
Yes.
and all certified staff. It takes the entire village to raise the child.
Yes.
Amen, sister. Sounding like Hillary there. Sorry for your loss. Really, sorry for your loss. Great. Sorry for your loss. My condolences. Yes. Very sad. Asmo, ya no tomes. I don't drink anymore, Arnoldo. Porte bien. Unemployment lives matter. Javier, porte bien, Javier.
And this COVID thing it's going all over the place. My wife just lost her aunt today also to COVID in California. So it's happening all over the place, guys. And that's because she never left her house. She never left her house. So it's really sad how this is affecting not only just us, the country, but the world. It's really sad. We need to take care of each other.
Best backstab every single teacher. And again, let me tell you, I have a lot of supporters at Best. I mean, believe it or not, I think I easily carry 75 to 80% of the vote at Best. And that's considering that they've never endorsed me for any of the races that I've run for BISD. I love my people at Best. It's Patrick that needs to go. He is bringing that union down. And again, I'll go back to something that Louis said or someone posted. I don't remember, but his comment at the meeting when he stood up there and talked about AOB is the president, Maribel. It was uncalled for, really, because he doesn't know. Thank you, Arnoldo. He doesn't know what Maribel has been doing for the union out there. He doesn't know. And let me tell you, and again, I call it like I see him, AOBE, and and Louis and I hadn't even talked about. I didn't even know that Louis was part of AOBE till like 3 weeks back. I just didn't. Or if he told me, I probably forgot.
And I'll tell you what, AOBE has been there for their teachers since this thing has started. And they've been there to listen, and they've been there to help us out. They've been able to get us through this, distance learning thing. They've been there. Whether they're not there at the main office talking in front of everybody when they're reading something off a paper that they can't even pronounce, they're there. Our AOB leadership is there, and I know that they're taking care of their teachers.
Erasmo, let the others talk. Alfredo, be nice to me. Home Depot store manager says he can't ask customers to wear a mask, no limit customers inside the building. Viejas fodongas comprando plantas y flores paseando. Home Depot, the Lowe's are COVID hotspots. Actually, I've been getting a lot of messages from there being positive. A lot of them.
What's going to happen is the city's going to go in there and they're going to find them.
You remind me. Yeah, exactamente. You remind me of Michael Scott. Thanks. Nomás Erasmo está hablando. ¿Quién le dio cuerda? Neo! Be good to me, Neo Geo. Erasmo has alcohol issues and... No, I don't. I stopped drinking. And shout out to Mr. Dad. You have my support to make changes here in the Valley. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Well said. Good job. Pues que ya le abaje al whisky, ya no le den. ¿A quién? ¿A mí, a Louis? Or a Frankie? What's happening? Hey, my man, how's it going? I get it. Biden is out of it, but I don't think Trump is that stable either. Like Frankie said, they're both bad. Well, it's getting to that point a lot of times where you go de Guatemala, Guatepeor.
Let's start looking at vice president.
Yeah,
you really want Pence? Really?
Well, see, that's the other thing. I think the only salvation. Okay, and I'll say this out there. I think the only hope that the Democrats have of taking back the White House.
Don't say Michelle.
What?
Don't say Michelle.
No. The only hope that the Democrats have in getting back the White House is if they pick a very, very strong, very good vice president.
Female?
No, now it has to be a female because Biden opened up his mouth. See, that was a trap. He should have never done that. Well, what happens? And again, I like Buttigieg. I like Buttigieg. I like the way he talked. He was very presentable. That could have been a great option, but now he can't get Buttigieg. He has to get a female. And I hate when they trap themselves in that because it was a trap. Now he has to get a female, and he has to get a female of a minority, of either an African American or a Hispanic or someone with a different last name. That's what's going to happen. So he's already cut down his choices, and probably he's not going to get the best choice because he's just going to choose. It was a mistake. That's my take. Vote for Erasmo, forget globally, act locally. Amen. Trump gave education to DeVos. Mistake. Once they are elected, they forget your name. 100%. And I don't, Erica. Erica's your name, right? No que se apague la lumbre. Pórtate bien, Arnoldo. I'm in Missouri, but still keeping up with my hometown. Love you, Daniel. God bless. Daniel Boone. Daniel Boone was I can't remember the song. It was a Daniel Boone song. Jeffrey Epstein was murdered by who?
The Clintons.
Home Depot is a COVID hotspot. I already said that one. How could you vote for Drew? That's the first one that should be out. Yeah, 100%. She is a disgrace. Mr. Dad, why would you vote for Sylvia, La Drew, and Prissy, and Philip?
Again, because, and I'll, like you say, Erasmo, I'm going to answer the question. Because we were sold. We were told, hey, you vote for us, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. And I haven't even gotten to Philip yet. I haven't, sent him a text yet. But believe me, I will be sending him one, whether he's watching or not right now. Be prepared. Dude, I mean, really? And I've had conversations with Mr. Cowan many times in things that he did right and in things that he did wrong. Erasmo was there with one of them. The thing is that I don't understand, again, when you're running, like Erasmo said about the bus drivers, they believe everything. Hey, I'll admit, I believed everything that I was told because I believe as a teacher, as an educator, as a professional, they were honest with me. Apparently they weren't.
No, they weren't.
And it really bothered me. But again, like I think Frankie said, fool me once, shame on me. But you're not going to fool me twice. So again, remember.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Anyway, and that's what, will you forget about us? Who are you, dude? Luis, People know me. They knew when I got elected. They knew me on the board. I don't forget about anyone. I don't. But I appreciate the question. I love you, man. Well said, Louis. Un corrido, intermission, take a break. No, actually, we're about to leave. We're just trying to get finished off these comments. Politician will promise you the moon and more for a vote. Home Depot, I'll promise you a cookie. I'm actually going to be giving cookies sometime next week out.
Hey, but I want those fancy ones with a nice frosting on it.
That one, that I'm going to make some of those. Is the Google Tracker app the health department people downloading? Does it work? Also, isn't there an obligation for employee to be honest and confirm case? See, that's what I expect. I expect them to be honest. In regards to the tracker, just make sure you find a way to turn it off if that's what you want to do. But I said everywhere. I agree, Louis, but they usually start out appearing to be honest and transparent. But as soon as they get elected, boom, pal toilet. Shadad, how will you make them accountable now?
Your votes.
Amen. Get out there and vote. Leal, is that you, principal at Los Cuates Middle School?
That's my brother.
Is it your brother?
Yes.
Yes, the arrogance of rubbing it in everyone's face, and they're there for 2 more years no matter what. Exactamente. They're pieces of trash. Trash. Prissy and Drew are trash. I think you 3 are great candidates for the board. Thank you, Mary.
I wish.
Las perras. Bus drivers are afraid to lose their jobs. They shouldn't be afraid. No one should be afraid. No one. This is a democracy. It's not a totalitarianism. I hope I said that right. I teach in PI. Last year, I wanted to teach in the district I grew up. I got hired, but the salary difference was $6,000. I stayed in PI. See, look at that. PI. I mean, PI is a rancho. And, and for our individuals to be making more money in PI is embarrassing. Embarrassing for the district, Louis. That's good.
One of the things you were talking about, the bus drivers and all that kind of stuff. One thing I want to say is to the bus drivers, to the paraprofessionals, people that work at main office, if you all don't have an organization, please come and let us know at AOBE. We'll be more than happy to have you all on AOBE, and you'll see what AOBE does and how they defend you and how they work for you. It's not just an organization that takes your money every month. This organization really stands up for people. And I'm, to tell you the truth, I'm very proud to be a part of AOBE because they're the ones that are out there sticking their necks out for all the teachers and the bus drivers and the custodians, everybody. So we need you all. If you all need a good organization, that somebody that's going to stand for you, you all need to come and talk to us.
100%. Guys, I'm going to end it now because really I just cannot get through all the comments. I appreciate all the comments. I hope my people go out there and again, guys, I appreciate it. It's just it's very, very tiring. Too many comments. We've already been here for 1 hour and 42 minutes, and it just flew by, guys. Thank you all so much. And even the individuals that came on tonight and you're throwing jabs. I don't mind the jabs, guys. I could take little hits. I can play with the fun. Just be as respectful as possible. But again, if you don't want to, that's fine as well. I can take it. I'm not going to go home and cry. Maybe.
Hey, Nana.
Louis, last words. Louis, last words.
Oh, my wife that's laying down right here next to me. She supports me in everything I do. And she doesn't complain when I have to spend over $1,000 every year on school supplies for my kids and stuff. Or more. But she's been with me we've been together since I was a freshman in high school.
I remember.
38 years.
38 years. So she supports me 100%, and I appreciate her. And all my colleagues out there, hang in there, guys. We're going to get this. We're going to get through all of this together. And again, like I said, if you all need somebody to talk to or anything like that, I'm here. I can talk to y'all. Anybody at AOBE can talk to y'all, or just give a shout out. We're there for y'all. But thank you, Erasmo.
Oh, thank you, Frankie. That's words.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you for your time. It's always great to have our friends on here. To share a little bit of information in regards to the organization, you as a teacher, and just to give us the sentiment of how dissatisfied everybody is with the district. And again, November is going to be very important for our community. There's 5 seats that are going to be up for grabs, and that entails the majority. For far too long, Sylvia and her minions have controlled this board for their own enrichment. and we have been given the crumbs, so to speak. Hopefully in November we'll put individuals in there that will represent us and not themselves. So thank you so much for your time, guys. We have Sarah Stapleton tomorrow, Helen Delgadillo Sunday night. We have elections, runoff elections starting on Monday. So we do have those two female candidates that will be with us tomorrow night and Sunday night. So hope you guys tune in. Thank you for your time, guys. Have a good night.
And thank you to Linda also, Linda, for being out there yesterday, out there holding signs and making people honk and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Linda. We appreciate you.
Guys, have a great. Sorry, Candy. Sandy. Guys, have a great evening. Take care of each other. Take care of me. And we'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same channel. God bless.